For the 1UP Nitro National Series, the regular season, it's winding down very quickly here in 2024. The next stop on the tour takes us to Darlington Raceway for Throwback Weekend. It's going to be a great day here in South Carolina for race number 15 of the 2024 season. And while we're wishing Duke Ansack well in his time away from the booth, we're joined for the very first time in the commentary by four-time 1UP Superstar Series winner and current team owner in both the Superstar and Nitro National Series. Lane Sanders joins us for the very first time. It's great to have you with us once again, and what a race to get yourself started. Darlington Raceway, what about this makes it so special for these drivers?
Oh, Darlington, there's no track like it on the schedule. Turn 1 and 2 and turns 3 and 4 are so different from each other. This track isn't a perfect oval like most of the other tracks we go to. Turn 1 and 2 are a little narrower, got higher banking, and there's only really 1.5 grooves, as us drivers like to say. 3 and 4, you mainly run near the wall. It's one groove up there, and turn 4 and that turn 2, it jumps out at you and bites you if you're not careful. The Darlington Stripe, it's very infamous amongst us.
Absolutely. I would not be surprised to see a couple of guys get up and into that wall, especially off of turn 2. We've seen that happen quite a bit in the truck race on Friday. I'm looking forward to seeing how these Nitro drivers can navigate 74 laps here at Darlington. As we can now bring you the full starting lineup for tonight's 74 laps of racing action. Henry Thomas gets his second pole of the season, and he enters tonight as the points leader after a great day at New Jersey Motorsports Park last time the Nitro National Series raced. Ryan Reed starts alongside him in second. The two JHM drivers of Kev Shearer and Ashton Blevins start third and fourth, with last week's winner James Ellison rounding out the top 5. But for Henry Thomas, this is going to be a big day for him because he starts on pole, he's got prime track position, and he's been waiting for a win for a very long time. Could it come here tonight, especially considering the steep competition he's got behind him?
Oh, absolutely. You know, his nearest competition is Kev Shearer. He's in third. And a big storyline we have is Ryan Reed. He's outside pole. Reed is down there trying to get into the top 12. And beating all of his competition, the Knights, even if he finishes where he is and seeing how tight the points are, he could really put a dent into that. And even if everything goes right, he could break into the top 12.
Absolutely. We're going to keep our eye on that throughout the night and see where everybody stacks up as the field gets underway. So, with that being said, we have 42 drivers ready to take the green flag here at Darlington. We are ready to bring you that action now. This is the 1UP Nitro National Series from Darlington Raceway, and we're getting set for some great racing. The green flag's coming soon. Stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun racing from Darlington. With Henry Thomas and Ryan Reed on the front row. Different looks for them this week, but they're the same drivers looking for a win as the green flag now flies. We're underway at Darlington Raceway. It actually looks like the 28 of Ryan Reed get the better launch off the line, but based on what we've seen in races past here, that inside line with that 12 car leading it, it's going to have the advantage, at least in the opening few laps, as they head through 1 and 2 for the first time.
Yeah, Reed better be careful as he comes off turn 2. Looks like everybody made it clean. Reed's going to have to try to slot in here 3 and 4, try to keep the 20. It looks like the 20 is going to dive in here. Reed's going to be stuck side by side as the 12 is going to scoot away and lead the first lap.
And boy, is this an important point for Henry Thomas to get, because remember, he entered today as the points leader. He's going to need to do everything he can to hold on to that points lead, because it wasn't that big going into this race, and especially considering that his main challenger at the moment, Kev Shearer, is not that far behind him in the third position now as he slots in directly ahead of his teammate Ashton Blevins. But heading through 3 and 4 to complete the second lap of the race, here is a look at Ashton Blevins trying to get a peek in on his more experienced teammate Kev Shearer, and he's going to cut under.
A crossover.
Yeah, trying to find an opening as we get lap 3 underway. The two JHM cars going side by side into turn 1.
Looked like Kev tried to go to the inside on the previous lap, and he just kind of got on that apron a little. And it just sucked him back. Reed got away, and now he's side by side with his teammate. We got a couple of rows of side by side, then it's single file towards the back half of the top 10. There's Goforth, the 01. There's the 92. Here's James Ellison in the 31. He had that monumental first Nitro win last week. Now he's trying to get into the top. He's trying to get in the top 3, isn't he? Look at that. He's going to the outside of the 21 here.
Yeah, and we're talking about guys further back in the top 10. Cody Goforth had a wretched day at New Jersey. He's trying to rebound. As we look a little further back, it looks like Jensen Nomina might have caught the wall a tiny bit off of turn 2, but he keeps it straight, doesn't lose too many positions, and he's able to gather it back up and carry back on at about 15th place. Looking further back towards the front of the field, now we see a lead change actually at the front of the field. Ooh. It's Ryan Reed swooping around the outside of Henry Thomas. Something must have not felt right with the 12 on that last lap, because Reed was able to just eat away at that lead and come out with it on top.
Yeah, it looked like the 12 might have gotten tight in turns 3 and 4. It was allowed the 28 not only to get by him, but lead that lap. That's a bonus point, and he needs this. Reed needs every little bit, because he needs to gain on that cut line. He is the one that I was looking at the most in our starting lineup, and Reed looked like he got about to 4 or 5 car lengths, but now the 12 kind of reeled him back in. He's trying to stay with a good 2/10 behind the 28 car.
And now Reed is starting to pull away as we look a little further back, trying to see where the top 10's shaking at. Riley Hooper in this 69 hanging in there just inside the top 10 in 9th place at the moment. That is a beautiful throwback to a race-winning truck of his from a couple years ago at Knoxville Raceway. He's putting those colors to good use, currently running in a side-by-side battle with Ryan Arnold. That is for the 9th position. But Henry Thomas at the front of the field trying to find his way back past Ryan Reed, because it's a 6-point difference, between 5 if you don't count the laps led bonus, between first and second. So Henry Thomas needs those points, but he's got to be careful because it's still very early in this race. You don't want to tear up your car too early here.
Somebody I was watching was Ashton Blevins in the 21. He fell out of the top 5. Goforth and Ellison were able to get by him, and now he's riding in the 6th spot. Cody Goforth is on a charge in that 01 car. He is now at the 4th. He's caught up to Kev Shearer in the 20. The 12 and the 28 seem to have gone back to 3rd and 4th. So what I'm going to watch here is you see Cody is going to goes to the inside of Kev right here. You have the 12. You've got Henry Thomas. He's slow, kind of, oh, look at Kev go. Kev's going to go do a crossover right here.
Yeah, Henry Thomas might have had a short-run car and maybe a pole-winning car, but his race car might not have been as fast as a single-lap pace from that 12, as he's now lost 2nd position. As Ryan,
we got a car on the wall.
Yeah, that's Ryan Griffin in the 92. He has tapped the wall out of turn 2. He has let Ashton Blevins get back past him. He had made the pass on the 21 for 6th place.
Still gonna pass him again.
That is dedication from the 92 to try and stay up there and keep the position. He's going to lose it at the line to the 21, but not by a lot.
And here comes Goforth. He's on the inside here of the 12 of Henry Thomas. This is probably a really treacherous spot on the track to do that. Looks like the 12 will get back around him. I got to give it to Goforth. He tried. It's early in the race. You got to see what your car has. But Goforth in that 01 and Ellison in that 31, both those cars, I would watch those, because they have come up. They've gained several spots since the start of the race. But Ryan Reed in that 28 car, he is holding off, but Kev Shearer is starting to hunt that 28 down.
And remember, both Shearer and Ryan Reed looking for their 2nd career wins, both of whom got their first wins earlier in the season. Shearer got his at Gateway, Reed got his at Richmond. But this is a very different track from either of those, so winning here is a very big deal for both these guys, and also for Henry Thomas. Remember, he has not yet won in the Nitro National Series in his career, and you'd have to go back a very long time to his last Superstar win, which came at Pikes Peak a very long time ago.
I remember that race. Funny enough, I was in it. Yeah, it looks like some battle in the lower half of the top 10, it looks like. So here's the 27 of John McFadden.
Yeah, John McFadden's doing a good run. Oh, as we got one.
Ellison's pitting.
Oh, this is not going to be scheduled for the 31, and we're hearing reports that he's reporting a loss of fuel pressure in that 31 truck, or car, I should say. Oh. I'm still thinking about that truck race last time out, but James Ellison, heartbreak after the win at New Jersey. He was riding such a high momentum, and now if he's going to be able to get back into this race, he's going to need some quick pit work to fix that.
Oh, that's a tragedy. We talked about that win last week. He started 5th, that 31 car. He's going to go down a lap here. It's such a shame, but that's just how quickly things can change in this series. And in all the series we run, is we see a lot of stacking up here. 66 held up by the 2. Yeah, that's just how quickly your fortunes can change. One lap, 1 week, you could be winning the race. Next week, you could be crashing out. I know that feeling very well.
Well, for James Ellison, he is able to get back onto the racetrack. He is 1 lap down, but the good news for him is he does have fresh right side tires on that 31. They decided to go with 2 to try and minimize the time lost on pit road. And he's going to be flying on those right side tires. For how long, we're going to find out in a moment. But Ellison is now down in 42nd place, a lap down. Very tough to see from the Indiana native. But back towards the sharp end of the field, Ashton Blevins has fallen back to 7th place, but he's trying to make some moves. He's got Riley Hooper and Ryan Griffin in his sights.
Man, and that 21, I can just see it is not driving the way he wants it. It looks like it's very tight in the center of the corner, and he just cannot get the power down, because when you get tight, you have to let off the gas so much to not hit the wall on the corner exit. And that 92, he got on the apron like I was pointing out at the start of the race, and that cost him some time. And now we have Kev Shearer. He has maintained about a 4/10 difference between him and Ryan Reed. Reed needs these bonus points. He gets a bonus point for leading the most laps as well. That would be huge for that 2018. And we see the 92 here. He's going to run the outside on the 69. It's Riley Hooper. And now he's going to get a run down here. Let's see what he does. He's going to follow. He's going to drift up a little bit. Hooper's going to run the inside. You have the 92. He's going to run a lane up.
It looks actually, I hate to interrupt, but it looks as though James Ellison in the last position, he's already putting those tires to good use. He's only about a quarter of a lap behind the back end of the field, and while it won't be for position, if he gets a caution in this race relatively quickly, he'll get the free pass, and he's the only one a lap down. He'll get his lap back, and maybe he can try and make something out of this race yet. As Ryan Reed continues to lead the way, he's led the last, I believe, 15 laps or so, and now his lead over Kev Shearer is starting to pick up a bit. Well, I say that as now it goes back down to the 4/10 you were talking about.
Yeah, and I don't really like that. We have side by side here for the 4th position. 12 is going to get that spot over the 69. I don't like that call by Ellison's crew chief. I would have put 4 tires on it, because you're already going to be a lap down. Probably 2. Left side tires are more valuable here than you think. Darlington is such a abrasive track surface, and you know, any kind of tire advantage you can get, even if it's just 2, I will admit would be good, but 4 tires, these left sides are going to be screaming by the end of the race. Should we not pit? Now, I am curious to see what these guys are going to do with the tires. Some of these guys, I heard them talking, my guys in the 86 crew were talking about maybe we don't pit for fuel this race. Maybe we have to pit for tires. Now, it would not shock me, because I've seen the tire wear these cars have, and it is not, not pretty here. And we see the 92 is going to take a peek under the 69. It's like he lost a lot of time. He's losing a lot more time than 21.
Oh, he's losing a ton of time down the back straight. Something must have gone on with the 92. Checking up in a big way has cost Ryan Griffin dearly, and he has backed up the pack in a significant way. Riley Hooper is going to get a huge advantage, and look at them all stacking up behind from 5th place all the way back to about 12th.
And yeah, the last thing you want to see right there is a problem. Let's say one of these guys has a problem in front of this group. There's nowhere to go. Since this is turn 1 and 2 is, like I said, a 1.5 groove corner. Something goes wrong, and they come up and block that 1.5 grooves. It's going to take at least a good number of cars out.
Yeah, that's one of the many treacherous parts of racing here at Darlington, but it's these guys, to these guys' credit, that we have yet to have a caution, although
we have 3 wide.
I was just about to say we do have 3 wide, and it's Bronson Minnick on the inside, Austin Scott in the middle, Ryan Arnold up top, and it's going to put the 10 into the outside wall.
10's in the wall.
Oh, and he's going to ride it all the way through turn 2, and he's going to back up into the 44 of Eric Monaco. That is going to cost the 10 at least 5 spots.
Here comes the Red Bull car, man. That 44. If I was Monaco, I would not be happy. Of course, you'd be pretty thankful to not have caused a big crash, because like I said, I thought I thought for sure the 32 was going to get loose on the bottom, wash up, and take out a good 3 or 4 cars, but to his credit, he did not, and he's still on the apron. He's trying to, figured it worked once, he might as well try it again, you know? But now he lost spots. That Budweiser throwback.
Dude,
now it looks like he might lose another.
Yeah, that is Jensen Nomina in the 62 making his first appearance in the top 10 in this race. Remember, he starts outside pole for the Superstar race tomorrow. That's going to be a big experience for him in his Superstar debut. But this is his main ride for the moment in the 62 Nitro car. And he's doing a good job. He started this race back in 15th. He's made his way up to 9th. Strong run from Nomina so far. There's still about 50 laps to go, though, and anything's still possible. Despite the fact that Kev Shearer has now fallen to about a second behind the very fast Ryan Reed.
I hate to say it, but I think Kev really angered his tires. We talked about tires earlier. You know, you don't want to irritate those tires. You don't want to wear them out early. I think Kev wore them out trying to catch up to Reed. Now he's got to let him calm down. He's got to get some of the heat out of these tires. He's got to just kind of ride a little bit, and then he can go back after that 28 car. But for now, the 28 is going to hold a lead.
It's going to be very interesting because remember, the last time we saw Ryan Reed at the front of the field in a Nitro National race, he led every lap at Richmond that day to lead home a Jeff Bolton Racing 1-2-3 at the short track in Virginia. As we look at James Ellison now, he has properly caught the back end of the field now. I would not be surprised if he makes a few positions up. This is not for position, of course. He is a lap down compared to everyone else, but some track position certainly can't hurt.
Of course not, but also with the 31, I would not be shocked if this race goes green that he makes up that lap just because of the tire difference. But he would be a really stretching miracle for him to get back in contention in this race.
Yeah, and he would need a caution to try and help him out as Goforth.
Oh!
Goforth into the wall. That's going to cost him third place as Radley Hooper sails on by. That was a pretty big hit to the outside wall.
Pretty big hit.
I'm wondering if that 01 is a little worse for wear now compared to a couple seconds ago when he was racing that 69 for third.
He got a Darlington stripe. He'll be all right. A lot of guys. We saw that other guy, he got a Darlington stripe, and he just kept on trucking. We have Griffin is trying. He has been trying for a good 6 or 7 laps to get around Henry Thomas. And he is, I'm sure, he is not too pleased. He lost more time to him, but it's some consolidation to Griffin. He has the fastest lap as of right now. And that's a bonus point. And look at the 60, look at the 62. Look at him go.
Yeah, he started 15th in this race, and that is a move for 7th. On Ashton Blevins. So Jensen Nomina with a very good race car, and I think he just likes Darlington considering his success in the Superstar qualifying earlier this week. He is running the Nitro race obviously here today, right now, and he's running the Superstar race tomorrow. I would not be surprised if he has some great runs in both those races.
I wouldn't be either. He was talking very highly about his car in practice, and Ashton Blevins, I think it looks like he has figured out his tightness problem, as now he is maintaining his position. At 62, as you see, Jensen's going to his inside, Griffin's to the inside of the 12, my bad. And Reed is holding about a 1.3 second lead, and here's Ellison.
Yeah, he is in a gaggle
of cars.
He's caught the back of the field, and he's making time up on all of them. That just goes to show you how important fresh tires here, even though Ellison's are only 15 laps fresher, and even then, only on the right-hand side of that car.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as we look a little further back in the field now, as Eric Monaco battles Nicky Martinez, we're looking further back through the field, We're looking further back, and oh my goodness, we got an issue on pit road, and it's the guy we've been talking about all race, Jensen Nomina, with an issue.
Oh, that is such a shame. That 62 was running so well. He was one of the few guys to make that bottom line. He was trying that bottom line out a lot. They're changing the tires on that thing. It could have been a tire issue.
Well, we're hearing a report. He also reported a lack of fuel pressure in the 62, so an identical problem to James Ellison earlier in the race. The difference is his happened a lot later, and he took 4 tires on his pit stop. He's going to fall a lap down. Ellison's even going to get by him at this rate, but I'm very curious to see how far Jensen Nomina can make it up again.
It's good his crew chief listened to me, because 4 tires is what I would have done. He's gonna lose lost maybe about 5 seconds on track because of taking 4 tires, but those 4 tires are gonna make a world of a difference. And there's Reed there, there's Kev there, there's Hooper there, there's Cody, then Henry Thomas is there.
Yeah, we're gonna see Jensen Nomina absolutely flying through this field once he catches everybody. It's just an absolute shame how it happened because he was making an absolute charge through the field. He was running in about 6th, 7th place when his fuel pressure started to plummet, and you're not going to get much farther with that happening. So he pulled it down pit road, wise thing to do, got it fixed. He's back out in last. I'm curious to see how far up he can get with about 40 laps to go here.
I'm curious to see, with clean open racetrack, I'm curious to see if he will get the fastest lap.
Yeah, he's currently got the 32nd fastest lap, but he's yet to get his tires warmed up. So I'm very curious to see. Once he gets
There's the field already. He's already running down the field. Look at that. The field's off in the distance.
Yeah, the rest of the field's running about high 29s, actually more like high 30s, low 31s, and he's in the high 29s, low 30s. So we'll see what it is at the line here for Nomina. He's picked up a pace a little bit, but I don't think he's broken into the top 10 yet. But I think once he gets those tires fully warmed up, he's going to be flying along.
It was Ryan Griffin on the 21. I think Griffin has finally had enough. Griffin needs to try to get up spots. The 21's fighting back. Blevins is fighting back. It looks like Griffin got some grip on the bottom.
And he does clear.
He's going to scoot by.
Yeah, Griffin clears for 6th place, and that is an important thing for him to do. And look at Nomina. He is absolutely flying on this lap. And look there you go. 6th fastest time on the board at 28.91 on that last lap. So Jensen Nomina is by far the fastest car on the track. The problem he's facing is he is a lap and change behind everybody else. He's going to need something big to happen here. What I think the ideal scenario for him would be, he needs to get past Ellison and then have a caution so he can get his lap back. Or what could even better benefit him is he could just go past everybody, then catch a caution.
Exactly. I like that idea because there's Ellison. There's Ellison right up there in front of the Tide Ride. He is going to run with those 4 tires, and how long it took between Ellison and Jensen's cautions issues. We are going to have. He's going to catch him, and we had a battle for the lead for a brief. Kev has cut that lead in more than half. He has cut it down. He is 3/10.
Yeah, we're currently watching Jensen Nomina absolutely slice through traffic, but in the meantime, Kev Shearer has caught Ryan Reed, and he might even try a move going down into the first turn if he's fortunate enough. I don't think it's going to stick this time, but he is going to be in a very good position going forward.
I am sorry, Kev Shearer. I didn't understand your game. Kev backed off. He saved his tires. He let Ryan run away for a little bit, and now with slightly less used tires, he is all over that 28. It's going to get a run off of turn 4 here. He ran a slightly lower line. He got a little bit of a run, but Kev is in that draft. Yes, draft is here, and it's going to go slightly lower here in turn 1 and 2. Let's see what he can do in that 20 car.
Yeah, I was about to say, there was almost a bit of contact there for Jensen Nomina. He can't afford that, and there's Ellison right in front of him. That is a battle for position. It's a battle for 41st, but it's a battle for position nonetheless, and that, I'm sure these two would rather have been battling for a position in the top 10, but these guys are going to race each other hard for this point because every point matters as we get closer to the end of the regular season.
Might use the 09 as a pick here. They might split him 3 wide. Ellison's to the outside. You got Jensen. Jensen's going to stick behind the 09. He might go to the outside here in turn 1.
As meanwhile, I think Kev Shearer is starting to back off a bit from Ryan Reed trying to cool his tires down again to mount another charge later. As Ryan Griffin once again trying to make a move on Henry Thomas, and I hope this sticks because he's been fighting that 12 all day.
I got a feel for Griffin. We probably missed it, but he probably made a little mistake, and the 12 got past him. They have been fighting for about 30 laps. Whether it was 5th and 6th or 7th and 8th, they have been fighting over and over again. trying to get that position. And here we see Jensen. He is back up to Ellison's back bumper. They are at the 38.
The problem for them is, for Nomina and Ellison, they're now stuck in a huge pack of traffic, and that is going to slow their lap times no matter how good their tires are. So they just got to find a bit of clean air, make something happen of it. Who knows what their position will be at the end of this.
I've cooled his tires off, I saw, and now he is making a charge again at Ryan Reed. Let's see what he does here in 3 and 4. He's going to go to the outside. He's going to get a run off the corner, and he's going to try and turn 1 again. I like the idea, but we haven't seen a lot of cars be able to go down there and make a pass work, especially when they get to that bump. There's a huge bump in turn 2 right on the exit, and when these cars hit it, they just bottom out and they lose all their momentum. Let's see what Kev does here. He is going to maintain about 2 car lengths between him and Ryan Reed. Reed is going to run. Looks like they're going to run identical lines. No. Kev is trying the outside again. He's going to pull alongside.
It's going to work this time because Shearer gets alongside Ryan Reed.
Is he going to get the lap?
He is by a very small margin. 25 1/1000ths of a second separated Kev Shearer and Ryan Reed. But we have our second lead change of the night. Kev Shearer 2 to point on lap 46. And now we're going to see if he can actually pull away.
That is absolutely what Kev needed. That as of right now, we look at the points. Kev was 17 back of Henry Thomas coming into this race. That's automatic. He pulled a point on him when a 12 led a lap. Now it's back to 17 points.
Yeah, they've broken even at this point as far as bonus points go.
And there is still time. If Kev is able to hold on to this lead for the rest of the race, he could get the most laps led, and that would be another point. Reed, and I got to give it to Ryan Reed. He held on as long as he possibly could.
I don't think he's done yet, though. I don't think he's done yet at all. Because
look at this! Look at this!
Look at the run he's getting on the inside, trying to find a way past Kev Shearer. Shearer's going to lead this lap, but Ryan Reed has inserted himself right back into the conversation.
You think he heard me? Probably heard. Bless his heart. Reed's. It looks like he got on the. He tried the bottom line, and it just sticking it to the bottom. And Kev just rode the top, and he is gone. Reed's got to try something else here. He's got to cool his tires off, maybe do something, and then rally again and get back to Kev. But Kev, meanwhile, that 20 car is pulled away.
And we now look further back. Henry Thomas's, I think his tires are starting to give out. He's lost a bunch of positions to Brunson, Minnick, and Ryan Griffin, and Ashton Blevins, and now he's in the clutches of a battle between himself and Eric Monaco for the 8th position. I seriously think that 12 is a better qualifying car than a race car, at least this week.
Some teams are like that. We see a lot of teams that start up front in all 3 series. They start up front. They stay up there for maybe first 5 laps of a race, and then they fall back. And that 12 is doing really good to hold on to 8th, but this is not what he wanted. Absolutely not what he wanted.
Especially when you consider Kev Shearer is now leading this race, although Ryan Reed is not letting him get away.
And this is exactly what Reed needs too, because even though he's up, like I said, if Reed was able to hold us, he's going to go to the outside here. Reed is making up a lot of points. He's about to get squeezed to the wall. He's going for a crossover.
That is great racing between these two as they send it off into turn 1 once again. Shearer on the outside, Reed on the inside. They're going to send it side by side through the turn. Shearer almost caught the wall.
It's going to get good.
They're still going to be side by side down the back straight. It's anyone's guess who's going to come out on top for 3 and 4.
If he can hold it on if Reed can hold it on Kev's quarter panel, it looks like he's going to get another run back here. If he can just hold it there, he could get another run at him. He's going to have another run at him. Look at this.
And look at the margin this time. 16 1/1000ths of a second between those two. But
he's got to back off here. He's got to back off, and it looks like he's going to get it to work. Kev let him go.
I don't think Kev let him go. I just think Ryan Reed has a better race car at this point. But either way, the 28 is back out front after Kev Shearer led 6 laps of this race. And we're checking in on the progress of everybody that fell back with issues of their own. Jensen Nomina has now fought his way up through the field up to at least the top 25 now.
He's in the top 15. I think there's 15th place right there. He is charging. He's got 20 laps left. And if we may have fuel problems, if people are running out of gas, he could pounce on that. Because he'll be right up front.
And honestly, even without that happening, I think he's going to pick off at least a couple of the back markers once the field starts to lap them. As Goforth and Hooper start to go at it once again for third, the 01 powers past.
These two are running about 3 seconds behind the leaders. And it's probably a safe distance back. Because I think now Goforth could set sail. There's the leaders. And you see Kev has fallen a little bit from the 28. But a few laps ago, that was probably a good spot. Because if those two had, gotten together, maybe hit the wall, crashed, the 01 and the 69, they were far enough back where they could have just scooted right on by and taken the lead.
But now I think Kev Shearer's tires are starting to go off because he's now 3/4 of a second behind Ryan Reed at this stage. He could prove me wrong again, and he could still come back, but going to be a tall task.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to give it to Kev. Kev got the lead. He fought to get that lead the first time. He didn't get it. He backed off. He came back again, got it again. He just wore his tires out, and that's just something you got to play the long haul. Reed played the long haul. He is in this for the whole race, and he is trying to get his second win of the year, his second career win, as a matter of fact. This just looks like Kev is dropping. He dropped back down to a second. He was last lap. He was half a second. He is just dropping like a rock. Goforth might even catch him at this point.
And remember, Ryan Reed's actually for the first time in his career pulling double duty this weekend. He qualified for the Superstar race tomorrow for his first career start in that series. And if he performs there about half as well as he has been here tonight, I think he's prime contention for a top 20 in that race.
Oh yeah, and the 12, there's Henry Thomas. He got passed by Eric Monaco. Something goes right for Monaco for once in this race. He just kept getting blocked, and there's the 62.
Yeah, he's all the way up to 12th, 11th place now in this race. I would not. He's going to unlap himself before the end of this race.
He's going to unlap himself. He's going to unlap himself. He's in the top 10 now. There's the 72. The 27 is 10th. He's going to go to the outside of the 27. And there is Henry Thomas. Then the 12. He's going to get him in turn 1.
Yeah, I'm sure this wasn't an ideal situation for Jensen Nomina with the fuel pressure issue, but he is making the most of it, and he has sliced his way through the field up to a net 9th now on the racetrack, and he's going to start chasing down the top 8, probably pass all of them by the end, and who knows how many others. Because look at the back end of the field is not that far away from getting lapped by Ryan Reed.
Of course. But at this rate, it could be a little too late for Jensen Nomina because we are running out of laps. We're coming up to 15 laps to go. So now a caution would be good for him, bad for Ellison.
Unless he can get his lap back and then a caution comes out, but that would probably leave him with too few laps.
Yeah, and then everybody would pit for tires at that point.
Well, there's no doubt, yeah.
His chances would be over. He goes by the 21. He's setting his sights on Cooper and Ryan Griffin. Griffin is moving up. He is rallied. There's the 92. He is rallied around the 32 car. Now he is set sail. He's going to go try to get the 69.
And remember, this is all happening about 7 or 8 seconds behind the race leader, Ryan Reed, who has just checked out over Kev Shearer. The margin now 1.3 seconds between the top two. 3.5 back to Cody Goforth, and then 4 back to Riley Hooper in 4th position. And while the field is spread out quite a bit here, this has still been a very good race so far. Not the least bit being because of the 62's absolute masterful charge through the field on fresh tires.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give it Jensen and the entire team. They had a problem. Some fuel pressure. Something you can't control. He has rebounded. He's not made many mistakes through the field, and now he is up. He has gotten up into the top 5. There's the 69. You got Goforth, the 01's ahead. And here's Kev Shearer. Kev has lost another half second that lap. Kev has got to do something. Make a rally. He cannot let Ryan Reed get away. this late in the game.
Especially considering that this rocket ship of a 62 car is coming very quickly, and this is going to catch Riley Hooper pretty soon, and Cody Goforth. Wouldn't surprise me a bit if he catches and passes the 28 and then starts passing people for position at the tail end of the lead lap.
Like I said earlier, the big thing is we don't know if he has enough time. We're coming up to 11 laps to go next time by. If he could do it, that's all power for him. But at the same time, I'm concerned. There he goes past the 69. But I'm mildly concerned at the 62. He's got the 01. He'll get the 01 in the next lap, I'm sure. Kev is... he didn't lose that much time, but still, he's losing time to that 28. He's got Goforth. He didn't even take him a whole lap.
Now,
at this point,
yeah, Nomina is just flying. Even though his tires are 30 laps old at this point, everybody else's are at least 60, and that is the big difference maker. So, I would expect Nomina to just fly through the field again, but we now have 10 laps to go, and time is running out.
Oh, absolutely. I gotta give it to Jensen. Kev, he lost a little bit more time. That's not what he needed. He really didn't need the 62 to show up on his back bumper either. But here he is. Jensen, he's going to ride at the tailgate of that 20. Let's see what he does going into turn 3. He is going to go to the outside.
Not a surprise. He's been very good up there all night long. And he easily breezes past Kev Shearer to move up into a net second on the road. And what's that going to do to Shearer on that lap? It cost him 0.4 of a second. I think the opportunities for the 20 are running out. We have only 9 laps of racing to go. It's go time for Jensen Nomina to get his lap back and for Ryan Reed to hang on.
Look at this. Look at that 62. That 62 is absolutely flying. He's already caught Ryan Reed. He made up 2 seconds. I think he made it 2 seconds in a corner and 2 straight. Look at that. He blew past Ryan Reed on those 66 lap old tires. Reed is back. He's still the leader. The 62 has booked it.
And he's back on the lead lap now. So kudos to him. And if he keeps going at this rate, he might even catch the back end of the field. So it's going to be close, but I think the 62 has a good shot at it. But the battle rages on, this time for third place, between Riley Hooper and Cody Goforth. They've been battling all day. And
Hooper's going to go to the outside here.
Yeah, he's going to try it, but I think Cody's going to shut the door on him here.
No, he's not. 69 is going to try something. Ooh! Cody looked like he blocked.
That was a block for Cody Goforth on Riley Hooper. That was a bit of a bold move for the 01, but he's just trying to close up the gap to Henry Thomas, who is just struggling to hang on in 9th place ahead of John McFadden in the 27, who's looking for his first top 10 of the year. But we're closing in on the end of this race. Ryan Reed has been left in the dust by Jensen Nomina, but Reed still is your leader, so he's got a lot going for him at this point. But Shearer is 2.3 back. That is a lot of ground to make up, as Hooper finally does pass the 01.
I do believe he is starting to make up ground on the 28, but I think it's way, way too late. The 69 got around Cody Goforth as well. I gotta give it to Cody. He knocked the wall down early on in this run, and he probably damaged the car, maybe bent some suspension. He has held on for dear life to that 3rd position for a good minute. And we see Jensen, he has already made up to the back of the field. There's the 54.
That's for
5 laps to go.
Yeah, that's for position. Yeah. That's for 40th. So Nomina slicing his way through the field. Even these back markers with 70 lap old tires, I'm impressed they even made it this far, to be honest, considering everything we saw in testing here. But we're now coming to 4 laps to go at the line, and Ryan Reed has just put on a masterclass, and if he gets it done at the end of the day, he will have fully earned it. But there's still a lot of racing left. We still have 4 to go. Anything can still happen. Stay tuned.
Monaco. I would give Monaco a lot of credit. Monaco has charged late in this race. He's up to 7th. He might get Ryan Griffin.
He started 16th. He started 16th too. So
good day for Monaco. Griffin lost that spot to the 32 Bronson Minnick, And the 12, there's Henry Thomas, your points leader. He is in a swarm of cars right now.
Yeah, I think his tires have gone off the cliff, as they say. There's no one that continues to pick off cars at the back of the field. But focusing back on Henry Thomas, he might lose a spot in the top 10 now as a result of this. And that would be a real shame for him.
Down to 10th.
He's down in 10th place for now. And he's fallen out. Keon Daly has passed the 12 now. And Keon Daly started this race back in 33rd place. That is an incredible charge from the 24 as we're coming to 2 to go.
This is absolutely what Kev Shearer, this is absolutely what Logan Williams wanted to see. A 12 car, it is struggling late in this race. Kev just needs to hold on. He has made up a lot of time. He's made up 5/10, but he is not going to catch that 28 unless something happens. And at 12, it looks like, there's Ellison, by the way. It looks like that 12 he might be. It looks like we heard him coming across that last time. He sounded off compared to the other cars. He might have lost a cylinder.
Well, he's doing a good job, for if that is the case, to hang on to as many positions as he can, because the white flag waves, 1 lap to go for Ryan Reed to get his 2nd win of the season.
You got to hand it to Reed. He and Kev had a barn burner midway through this race. Kev fought back really hard against the 28. The 28 is going to lead the most laps in this race, get those bonus points, something he absolutely needed.
Absolutely, yeah. So this has been an absolute masterclass, maybe even more so than his Richmond win. So coming through turn 4 for the final time, Ryan Reed in that beautiful silver pedigree Ford is going to bring it home. 2nd career win for Ryan Reed, 2nd win of the season, and it comes at Darlington. Beautiful drive from him. That's going to boost him into the top 12 with only 3 races to go in the regular season. Kev Shearer brings it home 2nd. Riley Hooper 3rd. Kev Shearer is going to close up the gap. It's not going to be quite enough to take the points lead away, but he's getting really close now. I believe it's only 1 point separating him and the 12 now. Bronson Minnick brings it home in 5th, just ahead of Ryan Griffin, who slipped back just a little bit at the end. Eric Monaco from 16th to 7th, not a bad day. Ashton Blevins held on to 8th, but this is the big drive of the race. Keon Daly from 33rd on the grid, he finishes 9th. Excellent stuff.
Attaboy.
And John McFadden gets his first top 10 of the season. He rounds out the top 10, as Henry Thomas could only manage 14th place at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that 12, that's absolutely, that last 5 laps for that 12 was a disaster. It looked like he just, and there's the 62.
Yeah.
It looks like he might have gotten into the top. He might have busted the top 30. We'll have to see.
He almost got there. I'm checking the scoring. Despite his best efforts, he caught and passed a lot of cars, but it will be a 32nd place finish for Jensen Noman at the end of this race. And considering how his race was shaping up to be midway through, that is an excellent recovery. But still, what could have been for him?
Oh, absolutely. And that's just the abrasive nature of Darlington's surface. This track surface is very old. With those new tires, they were about 40 laps fresher. You even saw with Ellison, with those 15 lap fresher tires. They sliced through this field like butter. And Jensen, I was shocked to see how fast. Oh, I wasn't really shocked to see how fast Jensen was going. I was shocked to see how quickly he got through the field. He made mostly exactly the right moves he needed to make.
Absolutely. And with that, we end our throwback weekend for the Nitro National Series at Darlington. From Lane Sanders and from myself as well, we say goodbye from the Darlington Raceway. We'll see you again next week at the Daytona International Speedway, the World Center of Racing, for race number 16 of the year. That is going to be a lot of fun for all of us involved. So until then, we say goodbye from Darlington. Congrats to Ryan Reed, though. He pulled off a big win today. He led all but 9 laps tonight. That is going to do him wonders in his bid for a championship.